Hello everybody, Gisele Grenier here. In this video lesson, I'm going to show you how to make another quick and easy background, hoping that this one won't take more than 5 minutes, minus the talking and minus the drying time. So in this particular lesson, we're going to take some small packaging pieces and show you, like the video before was basically how to take a piece of packaging which looked like, oh, I don't know, something like that, and basically how to cover it up to prepare it and then paint it and all that stuff. Well, let's say you have some packaging that's kind of pretty, but you kind of want to change it up so it's that background becomes part of your artwork. And to give you an idea, so I've got some scrapbook paper. This is super thin, so I just, covered the back part with random papers. I can use this side or this side, but I could do something with this. Here's some more. This paper was kind of thin, so I put a label on the back. Here's another one. This one's, I could use a text. But this one here inspired me. This is pizza. This inspired me. I'm a pizza whore. Love pizza. Pizza whore and a french fry whore. And I'm thinking, well, I could, thinking you can work on this. If this was really thin, what I would suggest is glue some paper onto the backside, but use this as part of the artwork. And you can make something that's this way or this way. You can use the text or cover it up. So what do we do with this? Well, first of all, I've already picked out some colors, which I'm not really comfortable using, but let's see what happens. What I did is I looked at the background and I saw that there's some yellow, some green, and some red. So to make it easy for you, pick colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. If you don't know what that means, go to the Facebook group that I have, and there's a free color mixing course and challenge in there. Go through that and it'll explains everything. So for this lesson, I chose yellow, green, light, and primary yellow for the Decor Art Media Fluid acrylics. Problem with these, the little bottles have the pigment on them. The big bottles don't, and that's tisk. But go to Decor Art website and they've got a chart, a spec sheet, so I can go primary yellow. And this is to make sure that when you mix the colors that they're going to go well together. And I know these will, but primary yellow is made up of PY3, that little bottle I showed you, PY73, and PW6. So 2 different yellows, and then the yellow-green light is made up with PG36, PY83, and PW6. So a phthalo green, another yellow, which is primary yellow, PY. Yeah, it's not the same yellow, but visually, they still are fine. If this was a yellow that leaned towards orange, I wouldn't use it. There is yellow and green, but we all know, depending on the yellow, depending on the green, it makes all these different hues. Hues being color. So I'm going to use these two. I do have some paper, so if this was really thin, I would just put paper on the back, and I could do that now. I mean, it's no big deal. Because this is the back, if I was a paintbrush, where would I be? Uh-oh. I actually put it back in my container. If this was, a really thin piece, I put a label on the back or just light color, but I'm going to do that. So I'm going to use the Decor Art matte medium to glue that down. So you don't even have to gesso it. Because this is raw cardboard, it's going to take the medium really well. So I'm just going to use this piece here, and I'm putting some gesso on here, or matte medium on there, and then we'll just put that down like that. Okay, and I'm just going to lift up the corners. Especially when working with raw cardboard, you kind of have to do a little bit extra because it just sucks everything up. Get out of there. So that's that. That's all you have to do. And then just let it dry. And then what you're going to do is you're going to trim the side, when you're ready to use it. So what I'm going to do is wipe that down just so I can start using this now. Ooh, look at that. It tore. That's even better. Lift that up a little bit more. Here we go. I just want to clean that up. You can see how rough I'm being, how sloppy I'm being. It's fine. It is so fine. And then all these little bits here, I'll use them to create additional layers on the back. So what we're going to do now, so this part is totally optional. You don't even have to do it if you don't want to. It's totally optional. But you want to let it dry before you do anything else. So we have this piece now, and let's say I want to basically cover this up a little bit. Take a piece of paper and kind of tear it up into like a triangle shape. And I mean, I can do something like that. Maybe I want to put a quote here. So if I want to put a quote there, I could even look at dictionary paper that's got a word of what I want. And this doesn't, but I could do something like that, fold it over, and then do something here. If I want to do it this way, I could do the same thing. That's actually kind of cool. But let's do that. Or that. That way you have an arrow pointing down if you have a quote that you want to put here. And if you're not sure what the heck I'm talking about, I've got a little box of quotes. So it could look something like that, with the arrow pointing down. You could do it something like that. And then you could put little embellishments. Okay, so you see what I mean? So you could just get a piece of paper to kind of hide what's not important or to emphasize something that is. And just because we're putting it sideways doesn't mean you can't use it like that. So let's do it this way. So I'm just going to put some medium on here. And some medium on here. And you can put one piece of paper down. You can put two pieces of paper down. It doesn't matter. I can fold it over. See, I'm not spending a heck of a lot of time with this. And, you know, you may say, well, that's really sloppy. Exactly. It's really sloppy. I'm not getting hung up on the background. That's a lot of you are getting hung up on that. Trying to make the perfect background. Darlings, done is better than perfect. If you're striving for perfection, you'll never get anything done. You know, I can even cover this piece here. Something like that. I like that. But what I want to do is I want to take this. Let's give this a couple of seconds to dry. Let me just smush this down a bit more. And I'm going to get some paint. I'm talking a speck. Oh, we should be doing it on this. Hang on a second. I've got a piece of cardboard that I want to work in when I'm painting. And what this is going to be for is at the end of whenever it's ready, I'll be able to cut this up into smaller pieces of art. And that's even way too much paint. And I'll show you why. This paint is so full of pigment, you don't need a lot. So I'm going to take that, and let's say today I'm going to use a cosmetic sponge, and I'm going to turn around and take the two colors, and I can just paint the sides. I can paint the paper. The cosmetic sponge makes everything like super light. And now just take a little bit of yellow, go with the yellow, and the greens are nice because like you've got, oh mind you, I covered it up now. You've got some greens in here, so whatever you have in your artwork, you could make that a feature color here. I could also have used red and put some red in here, so that could be done. I can take this color now and I can just go just a little bit, just to add a little bit of color. No biggie. Can even leave a little bit of white there. Go with the matte medium, let it dry, matte medium. Come in and put that in there. Boom, done. And now you have a little background that could be used for a piece of art that's, let's say, focused on pizza, or focused on, you know, your vices, or something that you're eating that you shouldn't be. Anything. It could be chocolate, whatever. And just let it dry and then trim that down. And then I gotta wipe my scissors. I abuse my scissors. So there you go. How easy was that? trying to do it too fast and it's not sticking. There you go. And when you're collaging stuff down, put a layer of matte medium over everything to make a really nice seal. There you go. So that's a nice little piece. Now I want to show you another piece that I've done. I did this a while ago just to show you some different options. So what this was, I'm trying to think of the background. This has got pearls. This was, I think, a piece of packaging. I think it was packaging of something because there's pearls here and I don't know what's behind there. But all I did was I took a piece of book paper, okay, similar to, oh my goodness, come on. Like, nope, that's similar to, you know, this type of book paper, like thick yellow book paper. And then I just used a brownish tint just on the edges, used matte medium to glue it down, and then I just stenciled something with texture on it, and there you go. I think this took a whole maybe 3 minutes to do. You know, if you do them in batches, you can make a lot more. Now, what we're going to do is in another video, I'm going to show you how to create your own texture, it's almost like a texture. I'm not going to show you how to make a texture product because we're using art materials, but show you how to get a sand-based product if you don't actually have sand medium. And we're going to do something like that, but we're not going to use a commercial stencil. We're going to use something from your blue box. So that's it. Once this is dry, I can come back in now with a little bit more green and I can just work the edges a little bit. So we're just kind of, you know, fitting stuff in there. If you still want to set stuff back, take some gesso, you know, and you can, you know, put a little bit of gesso in there just to lighten some areas up. Don't use your fingers. You know, I'm not supposed to use my fingers because my hands are getting really, really rough with how often I have to clean them up. It's different if you're just doing art once in a while, but doing, you know, 3 or 4 videos a day. But there you go. So that's just an option for you. Take some packaging that's pretty and just infuse a little bit of art, like the text paper in the back, color it up, choose a color that's already in the art piece, in the background, choose a color that's in there, and that way everything will go together. Alrighty, so that's it. How simple was that? So what I'd like to challenge you to do is to raid your blue box or your recycle bin if you don't have a blue box program, is to raid your recycle bin or even raid your pantry and find some packaging that you like, even a magazine cover, or, you know, if you don't have anything, go to the internet and find a printable. You know, graphicsfairy.com has a lot of vintage printables for stuff that's nice. That's all the matte medium coming off my fingers. And create a background like this where you still see the actual back. And I want you to match some colors to what's in there. Take some paper, cover it up, and there's your background. You're going to make something with this in the future. So hang on to it. Don't throw it away. Hang on to it. And then if you're watching this from YouTube, click the link in the description below to go over to the Facebook group because that's where I'm hanging out. I want everybody to post a picture of what they've done. So that's your challenge for today, is to create a background like this and post it in the Facebook group. And if you're stuck on something, you know, ask a question, add some text to a picture that you post. That way we know what type of feedback you're looking at. There's nothing more frustrating than, you know, you're posting just a picture and you're not adding any text. So you're saying, hey, what do you want us to do? Like what? So make sure you say, this is what I did. What do you think? Or this is what I did. I'm kind of stuck on the color. Do you have any advice? So that type of thing. So we know what you're looking for. All right. So I am going to clean up and get ready for the next lesson. So join me in that one. We're going to talk about the sanding product. And until I see you then, stay inspired.